1,000 miles deep within a known city, there flows a legacy unknown, accomplishing an age-old bequest and sustaining infinite new. For centuries now, Nandini has coursed. There is a popular saying in Kannada that states, one should never go seeking the origins of a river, a nomad, and a woman. It dawned on us hard as we set out seeking the origins and course of a less talked about source of life around the coastal city of Karnataka. We set out looking for Nandini, a 32-mile long river that was heard to be of importance within a 100-mile radius, and it almost felt like seeking a non-existent entity. In a quest to beat the evil named ignorance, make Nandini known by name and essence, and conserve her for generations to cherish, we followed her from her point of birth to her destination.
This exactly is the point of origin of Nandini. It is called Kanakagiri. This place lies over a privately owned land, and it has always been very isolated. Not many knows this place even exists.
Overwhelmingly isolated from the city, Kanakagiri lies at the interiors of Mejar, a small town in Dakshin Kannada. Nandini originates here, amidst a thick canopy created by the forest and guarded by all kinds of dangerous animals. However, she never chose to. Demystifying the story behind her birth, we ended up at an equally isolated cave, situated nearly 30 kilometers away, where the saint who summoned Nandini to earth had resided. The temple of Lord Shiva at Nellitirtha is built over the same flowing river.
Those were the times when a severe drought had taken its toll over the coastal city. To relieve the city of its dry curse, Saint Javali sought out Nandini, the daughter of Kamdenu, to descend to earth in order to assist him to perform a yajna, which would bring rain. However, Nandini rejected to accompany Javali, for her pride came in the way and she considered earthlings to be sinful creatures. This enraged Javali, who furiously cursed her to take birth as a river on earth. However, over her repentance, it was later granted to Nandini that she would be relieved from her curse, as eventually Goddess Durga would emerge in the form of phallus through the river and let it flow through her girdle. Through this legend, Nandini is strongly associated with the Durga temple of Katil, one of the most religious attractions of the coastal cities. Curious legends such as these make Nandini a river of immense spiritual essence, alongside a major source of water for the villages she passes through.
Nandini's course can be traced out through interesting twists and turns. She originates at Kanakagiri and flows along her very old course of Mejar, Katil and Mulki into the Arabian Sea. Along the way, she manages to sustain thousands of lives that depend on her for agriculture and livelihood. Nearly 20 small dams are built across her to conserve water for the summer, out of which water is used for purposes ranging from household to irrigation.
Nandini is the source of all the livelihoods here. Her water is used for all purposes like agriculture. Her water is drawn through pipes, and small dams are built to store water for summer.
We followed her through Muchur, Tenkamijaru, Nidodi, Nadugodu, Kilinjuru, Surinje, Madhya, Koikoda, Halayangadi, Pavanje, Chelyar, Padupanamburu, and Mulki, before we bid her goodbye at Sazhitlu, where she chose to part ways with us and join the Arabian Sea. It wouldn't be false to state that Nandini's destination is more the Katil temple than the Arabian Sea. For here, at the presence of goddess Durga standing over Nandini as her girdle, the river obtains the most importance. She accomplishes exactly half her course, that is 16 miles, to transform into holy water.
Katil, Durga and Nandini share a mother-daughter relationship. The river provided space for Durga to emerge on earth. Through that, Nandini was also relieved of her curse, Today, the two deities are inseparable and highly divine.
Nandini and goddess Durga at Katil sustain each other. Nandini's day of birth is observed as a significant occasion at the Katil temple. She is poured on Durga as holy water. She is used as the source of all activities at the temple premises, and a separate pond established from her is considered to be the one place for devotees to get rid of their sins. At Katil, Nandini sanctifies herself through the touch of Durga and lets people sanctify themselves through her touch. Carrying away the goodness of the temple, she flows along to accomplish the remaining half of her course, 16 more miles, before her purpose is served. She flows along, carrying the sins of people to be still a blessing for innumerable forms of existence.
Nandini flows from Katil towards our side. She is holy water for us. From here on, she turns salty. So there is a small dam to store her clear water. We use her water all through the years.
A few aspects about Nandini are strikingly evident as we follow her course. She flows free and clear throughout, with little or no pollution to jeopardize her sanctity. Most of the population of the area being ignorant about her identity, no industries heaving her resources or unloading waste into her, and the religious legacy associated with the river have all contributed towards sustaining her as one of the cleanest rivers in India. For the few communities that do realize Nandini's importance, she is a mother, a deity, and a source of all goodness. At points like Shibarur, Nandini is consumed as holy water, drawn from a well in a rare traditional form.
Shibarur is amongst the final destinations of Nandini before she turns into salty water. Since there is a popular temple here, Nandini is also of spiritual importance, other than the source of our livelihoods. She has always been a mother, taking care that we have enough water throughout the year. Our fields yield good produce twice a year owing to Nandini's goodness. Her presence sustains our lives.
Agriculture, groundwater, households, religion, spirituality, and sustaining an ecosystem. Other than tourism, Nandini accomplishes all purposes with which any river originates. After her 32-mile-long flow, she forms an enchanting sight as she tricks us into believing she joins the sea, but doesn't. And then, just as we think she wouldn't join the sea here, she does. The site at Sasahitlu near Mulki shall translocate any individual into a state of self-reflection, for the Arabian Sea and Nandini cast a spell of unmatched natural beauty. The river and the sea flow parallel to each other, yet not joined for a very long distance. Although Nandini does find her final destination at the very place of Sasahitlu, along with another river named Shambhavi, and the sisters join the Arabian Sea together. They form an estuary that forms an exuberant sight, crowded only by these little creatures rushing in and out of their shells. Accomplishing her 32-mile-long journey in an unprecedented style, here Nandini bids goodbye to her identity as a river and becomes the vast Arabian Sea. Nandini is a familiar name, yet a shockingly unfamiliar legacy in the coastal cities. Supporting nearly 10 villages in all ways, contributing towards the spiritual importance of a number of religious destinations, and beautifying the cities through her magnanimous presence, Nandini flows silent and deep, like the majestic river she is. Her silence and limited frame of course have kept her in her true and purest form. Her dependents respect her existence just the way she deserves it, and she gracefully protects their interests all through the year. For centuries now, she has made thousands of lives as easy as her flowing water. Without the least bit of noise, Nandini conveys a massive message that rivers shall easily sustain our livelihoods in exchange of respect, space, and freedom to flow in their natural form.